Oh, yeah. What's goody? You know. Yo, what's good, man? We going out or no? You know. It's sunny outside. Bye bye.
So hi, my name's Andy. Welcome back to the What's Goody podcast. I've got my guest today, Alan. Thanks for coming to the show.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem. So how's your week been then?
It's been pretty good. So on Wednesday, my family came to visit.
Oh, okay.
My dad lives in Botswana in Africa.
Oh wow, nice.
And the rest of my family, my sister, my brother, my mom, they live in Northern Ireland.
Oh, okay.
So a few of them came over to visit. I've just been showing them around.
Brilliant.
Just doing like touristy stuff around Manchester. It's been fun.
Have you been to Northern Ireland yourself before then?
Yeah. I did my A levels there.
Oh wow, okay.
And GCSEs. Yeah, so I went to school there. We moved there in 2008.
Oh right.
And then I came to England for uni.
Yeah.
In 2013.
Oh okay, yeah.
Yeah, in Bradford.
Yeah, because you might have like a varied accent where it's like, were you in Botswana yourself as well originally, or?
Yeah. So we basically started in Kenya. That's where I was born. Then we moved to Botswana.
Yeah.
For 7 years. I did my primary school there.
Oh wow, yeah.
Then my secondary school in Northern Ireland.
Sure.
Then uni in England. So yeah, my accent just comes from.
You got like a mix. You got like say the Africa, and then when you go to like Northern Ireland, and then England mix as well.
Yeah.
But I think it's probably a bit of a nerdy thing. But I think if people move quite a lot, I read up like the accent's kind of like a generic version of like, say eventually if you get like a UK accent or something, it'll be just like a generic. It won't be like Manchester or something. It'll be like what you hear on the TV. I think. I don't know if that's fact or not, but that's what I read. That's what I read anyway. So take what you will of that. You're like here on time, you're ready. It's just like ready go. I was like organisation. I was telling you before off camera. Like is my Achilles heel. So it's like I was like got to get ready then. But, and then yesterday when like I just check my phone now when I was asking you about like notes and that.
Yeah.
But, like Alan had gave me loads of notes, which was great. So there's always something to talk about.
Yes. Listen, when you sent me that message, I was brainstorming.
I was it's great.
I had to think, like, what do I like? What do I like to do, hobbies and interests, and just my general life. What do I enjoy?
So what, like, I saw some of the notes before, but for like the viewers out there, so what are kind of like your like interests and passions like outside of work? Then would you say?
I mean, my biggest.
We'll talk about like each one like at each time.
So right now, football. I'm a big fan of football. I grew up playing football.
Nice.
With my friends. I wanted to become a professional footballer. But then, I had injuries and all that.
What position did you play then?
I used to play on the right wing, but sometimes I would play as a striker.
Sure.
But then when we went to Northern Ireland, football is not really that popular there.
Okay, yeah.
So, you go from playing football every day to not playing football for like 5 years.
Sure.
And then when I came to England for uni, I tried for the football team, and I had my injuries, so I didn't get to play as much as I wanted to. I actually did football trials in Falkirk Football Club. I played in the stadium. Wow. And Barnet, the football club.
Yeah.
So I went there and I played their stadium. I spoke to scouts. It was a really good experience. But when I found out I wasn't going to be a footballer, I was like, okay,
see what else is out there. That's the thing. Like you can't. Everyone can. It's great to have dreams and stuff, but it's always like, for some people it's not always quite like work out that way. I know, like I don't know if you know, like The Rock, Dwayne Johnson. He was like, when he was like really young, he wanted to be I think like. Is it the NFL, like the American football over there?
Yeah.
So he went to college over there and stuff, and I think I'm not sure if his was injuries as well or like he just didn't get picked. That made him like he said like he hit rock bottom and it was like a low point in his life. But then through those like adversities, he completely turned it around and look how successful he's been for like past 30 years or something. So it's not the end all be all. Like if one route doesn't always work. Create another route, keep going, and you'd be just as happy as if you got the first route. Because
the way I see it is, if you try something and fail, you should at least learn something from that.
That's the thing.
And use that as a lesson, just in your other.
That's the thing. Most people, it's better to try and fail than to not try at all, because you literally, like, if you never try, you'll be like, oh, that was a regret. You know, when you're older, it's like, oh, I should have tried that, and it'll eat you up. But if you don't try, then you don't know, and then you just bounce off onto something else and you try that. It's like I'm a big NBA fan, love like even like the classics like Michael Jordan and that, and like he said something like he had missed like maybe 700 winning shots, but no one remembers them. They remember the times that he did, how clutch he was, like finishing games off. So people remember that, and that's the reason why he succeeded, because he never stopped trying. So people can take that with them. But so what are like other interests then, like apart from football?
I've recently been getting into just making videos, doing like self-portrait photography, because I'm thinking if I want to look back in my life, I want to see good moments, good pictures. I want to have good pictures.
You can see like, it's a good way to like document like accomplishments like you kind of made throughout your life, kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's like it gets recorded in history, even a simple thing like this and podcasts like 10, 20 years down the line. Wherever it goes, I can be like, oh, look what I was doing back then.
Yeah.
So what kind of, did you say portraits, was it?
Yeah, like self-portrait.
Oh, yeah, nice, yeah.
But also like making YouTube videos, like you do. When I started doing YouTube, I think I've only made about 7 videos.
Okay, yeah.
I've deleted a few.
Sure.
I started doing like self-improvement videos.
Oh yeah, that sounds good.
I wanted to do fashion.
Yeah.
But I was finding myself maybe losing interest in the topic.
Yeah,
so right now I'm looking at maybe football.
Sure,
Football is something that I love. I know everything. I used to play football.
Definitely.
So it's coming from experience.
Yeah,
so I'm going in that direction.
I don't know if we can always cut this part out. If you want to, promote your YouTube channel, you can either say it now, or I can put it on like underneath the video, or if you don't want to, that's fine as well. I can delete this little part.
So the YouTube channel is called Alan A. Beasley.
So what was that again? Alan
A /BZ.
BZ. Yeah. Okay. And Alan, it's your way of Alan. It's A-double-L, I think, isn't it?
A-L-A-N. So it's one L.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
It must have been someone else.
Yeah.
A-L-A-N.
Yeah, I always meet other people named Alan with like
the
2 L's. They have an E in their name. There's different ways you can spell it.
Yeah, sure.
But it's Alan A. Beasley. I haven't posted like in 2 years. Last time I posted was during lockdown.
Oh yeah.
But now it's hard to find time. With work.
Definitely. Full-time work.
Yeah.
And kick your ass. But yeah, go and follow Alan's YouTube channel. That would be great.
Yeah, if you're interested in football. Yeah,
definitely. So what? Did you mention like anime? Are you kind of interested? Is that in like drawing or kind of like the watching or?
Just the watching. When I was in uni, one of my friends used to always tell me to like check out anime, and at the time I was like, I don't want to watch these cartoons,
Yeah.
So but then it was around 2017. Living with one of my housemates, he had Netflix. So one day I was just sitting at home, just surfing. And I saw this one anime. It's called One Punch Man.
Okay.
It was recommended to me, so I just started watching it, and I watched the whole thing. It was 12 episodes.
Wow.
I watched the whole thing in one day. Then after that, just kept going.
Getting into it, because I think anime's got like, it's kind of like a niche version of like cartoons, because like a lot of, compared to like just like generic cartoons like that, people might think, oh, it's more for kids. Anime is kind of like, it can cover like all age ranges, like adults as well. Like there's lots of people you see on like blogs or commenters on YouTube or whatever, big fans of ones like, I don't know, even I would like Dragon Ball Z. I don't know if you've ever seen that.
Yeah.
That's probably if I had to pick one, that's probably my favourite one. I've not watched it recently. Tell that I watched it probably a few months ago. It was just on TV, and I was like, get back into it, because it's like ton loads of episodes.
Yeah.
There must be like hundreds, and I gave it a quick Google as I was watching it, and it was from back like the late 80s or early 90s that they did it, and then I think just every few years because it's such like a good show, it just pops back up again, and it gets like a new wave of generation of people watching it. Because I remember like being 14 or 15, and like the kids in the high school, we all were getting into it, and then like I said, like hadn't watched it for years, and then I put it back on, and I was just like, yeah, you could just binge watch it for hours and hours because like just such long stories, and like, you know, they do, you know, the people that do anime know exactly what they're doing, so I don't blame you. Have you got any other favourites then that you like?
Yeah, there's a few. There's one called My Hero Academia.
I think I have heard of that one, but I've not watched it.
The way they tell stories is very like westernized.
Okay, yeah.
Like if I was going to show an anime to someone who doesn't watch,
I
would show them My Hero Academia. There's one called Jojo's Bizarre Adventure. It's very crazy.
Okay.
Attack on Titan. I'm sure you've heard of that one.
I think I heard of it, but I haven't watched it.
I'm just trying to think. You know, Death Note.
I don't know. Sorry to interrupt. I was gonna say, I watched. I don't know if it was anime though. This was from years ago when I was a kid. There was a program called Digimon.
Yeah, I've heard of that one.
Yeah, that was kind of like Pokemon kind of came out like around like 2000 something, and then when the buzz died down a little bit, Digimon was like right after, and it came out, and that was like a really big. I can't remember if that was anime, but yeah, there's some shows that you watch it as a kid, you'd probably still watch it. I know I'd probably still watch it now if it happened to be on. And it's kind of like reliving your childhood. But yeah, cool. Let me just check what else.
You gotta check your notes.
Yeah.
Anime it's really cool. I love the way they tell stories. You know, it's very it's different from where they tell stories like with Western media. Yeah. Even not just anime, but like, have you seen La Casa de Papel, the money heist on Netflix? You've heard of that?
I've heard of it, but I've not watched it.
Squid Game.
Yeah.
That's different. So I like the way the stories are told with like these different shows from different countries.
And in some ways, it's I don't know if it feels a bit more like personable as well, like personal with them. Like it, as in like the stories are like quite in depth kind of thing, and you can like they really go into like the characters. I know at least from like I'm talking about anime here, like Dragon Ball Z, but I'm sure like I only watched a bit of Squid Games. I need to. I'm guessing, did you watch all of it?
Yeah, I watched it. I watched it in sub and dub. So in Korean and in English. But the thing with Western media is they focus on like big moments. You know, like, like Avengers. You know, you had the moment with Thanos. And Snap, and but with like Eastern media and other countries, they focus on characters and telling a story. So
like in the. Because I literally only watched about 10 minutes. I didn't realise, I think at the time, because I think I watched a little bit when it first came out, and I didn't realise that you could, watch it in like the dub. So I was watching it, and it was like, Korean, and then I was watching the subtitles, and I just couldn't quite get into it. But maybe just a simple thing of watching it dub might be, just
I've actually found that to be a useful way to like learn language.
Definitely,
I think I saw someone post like on TikTok, them learning a language watching Disney shows in Spanish or
definitely
because like on Disney they're very like expressive. So I've been trying that.
I think that's how a lot of people like learn languages from like TV shows and that. Like I used to be one of my favourite players. Used to be a big fan of the like original Ronaldo, the Brazilian one. And there was a point about 10 years ago where he was playing over like a Brazil club, and he used to stay up late because of like the time difference. Would stay up at like 12 or 1 o'clock watching like their games, and it would all be in like Portuguese, the language they speak over there, and it felt like you were starting to pick. Like I was starting to pick up, especially about like when you said when they like emphasise words. Oh yeah, I remember my mum joking around, being like, you understand that soon. I was starting to feel like I think the more you just keep watching, the more you start to pick it up. Oh yeah, and then their culture as well. You pick certain things, so it's I think if you have, especially you have like say for whatever reason you were like really into like Korean shows, so you got that passion, I think you've got even more chance of picking it up because you're more likely just to keep watching that kind of thing, so the easier it gets kind of thing. But that's very interesting.
It's like the K-pop, right?
Oh yeah.
It's super popular now. BTS,
it's really big.
There's people now learning Korean because of
definitely
that. It's pretty crazy.
I think learning different cultures, like the spice of life, is really cool just to see, like, because you can always be in like just in one spot, but there's like a whole world out there to discover kind of things. So I think it's it's very interesting to learn different things. Huh?
Yeah, it's one of the things that like drives me to move around and like travel so much, live in different places. It's just like obviously I was born in Kenya.
Sure.
So I'm Kenyan, so I know Kenyan culture.
Yeah.
And I've lived in England for since 2013.
Yeah. So kind of used
to British culture, but I want to learn Spanish culture, Eastern culture, Western.
So do you think like maybe one day you might just like decide to live in like France or Spain or?
I'm definitely up for that. I'm thinking about maybe going to Spain, just living there for a bit.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be permanently.
Sure.
Like 6 months, maybe like a year.
Definitely.
Just to experience a different culture, a different way of life.
Definitely.
I think it's the best way to grow as a person.
Oh yeah, no, I need to do that more. I say that every year, even just like holidays and stuff, just to go out there, experience the world, kind of thing. Have you got any like holidays planned, or you're thinking of like this year? Or?
Before lockdown, I was supposed to go to Lisbon.
Okay,
Portugal.
yeah.
Then they canceled the flights. I didn't actually get a refund for that.
No way.
I'm still chasing a
Yeah.
But Lisbon is probably my first destination. To go. I went to Barcelona about 2 years ago. It was amazing. I have some old housemates from uni. So I told them I was coming. And he was like, "Hey, you can come stay with me and my family." They showed me this hospitality. It's amazing. And the city is great. It's a really nice place. It's by the beach, good weather. Good people. The food was amazing. But for me, I want to try. Like Madrid or Lisbon, Paris maybe.
Definitely. No, it is good. Like I went to, Portugal. I don't think it was near the Algarve. I think probably like 2007 now, and that was like one of the best holidays because it's just like dead chilled, and the scenes and everything. Apparently, it was quite. I don't know if you heard of like Luis Figo before. Retired Portuguese like famous player. Apparently, he lived nearby, so I was like, because he was still playing at the time as well. I was like, oh, that's amazing, like just geeked up and everything. But and then about 2 years ago, I think I was meant to go to. I don't know if you heard of it. A thing called like Afro Nation. They do like an event in Portugal, and it's like hip hop, reggae, R&B. The first. I kind of like reggae, but I'm more into the other two. Like, they play all that kind of music over there, so I was, like, dead excited. And then it got cancelled because of, COVID.
Yeah.
And I was just like, it was a bit of a bummer. But, there's a whole world out there to explore, so...
Yeah, exactly. You can't stay
in one spot.
Yeah, you need to, what does it say? Think outside the
box. Definitely,
just experience other cultures. And I try and do that with my food.
I've
been eating a lot of Thai food, Malaysian... Brazilian. I mean, there's a lot of restaurants here, and some Jamaican ones.
Oh yeah, well Manchester is really cool because it's like really diverse, and you can literally probably taste it like nearly everywhere side of like the globe. They do like all the food basically, so you can like definitely, experiment and see which one's like take your fancy kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean that's one of the reasons why I moved from Northern Ireland. It's not very diverse.
No,
it's very
limited.
Yeah, it's all just Irish.
Yeah.
And it's not bad, but it's too quiet, It's not.
So were you kind of like in like a big like just like greenery farmy kind of area over there, or?
Yeah, it's a small village. It's about an hour away from Belfast.
Okay, yeah.
It's called Garva. It's weird because everyone in Northern Ireland, like if you want to go anywhere, you need to drive.
Right. Okay.
But in Manchester, it's like you can just take the bus, the tram, the train. And everyone knows everyone.
Definitely.
Hey, I know Steve over there.
Yeah.
This person will be like, hey, Steve, I know his grandfather from back
then. No, it's so good, especially Manchester, because like places can look far on the map, but as soon as you get like a tram or a bus, you'd be like, I'm there in 10-20 minutes.
Yeah.
So it's like there was an event in something before, like in Fallowfield last night, at a bar, and there was some guy. I think he lived in the city or maybe a bit further. And he was like, I'm here like dead early. I thought it was going to be like miles away.
Yeah.
It like took him 10-15 minutes. People think I think a lot of people in the city, I don't know if maybe it's a bit of pet peeve, I need to kind of let it go. But like they think, not all of them, but some of them think like everywhere else is like, if it's not the city, it's like hours away.
Yeah.
And then if you literally get a tram or something, you realise, it's only 10 minutes away.
Yeah.
is what it is. But yeah, so if you talk about like I mentioned bars before, like what kind of like music would you say you're kind of into then?
I mean, I grew up into hip hop, you know.
Yeah.
50 Cent, Ja Rule, DMX, who else? You know, The Game, G Unit, Usher. You know, it was mostly hip hop and R&B. You know, just growing up.
It sounds like a kind of like a mid 2000s kind of thing where you got into it, was it? Because well, a lot of those artists kind of thing. That's kind of like when they were like at the peak kind of thing.
Yeah, definitely that time. Do you remember? You know, when like Fast and Furious came out?
Oh yeah.
I think that's when it started. For me, you know, just getting into it. Really loved
see people like
Ludacris,
the fast cars and the music plays and stuff. But yeah, Ludacris he's been in a few. I remember I was really young at the time, and I went to watch one of the Fast and Furious with a couple of mates, and I was like the only hip hop fan. And I was like, oh, he's a rapper as well. Yeah. And like to them, they were just like, really? I thought he was an actor. Like, well, he is an actor in his own way. But I was like, yeah, no, he raps as well. But no, I like quite a lot of those artists as well. I'm probably like, I go back even further. Like, it was probably mid 2000s or maybe just a bit earlier that I started getting in hip hop. But this was like before all like social media kind of thing. So I kind of like, I wanted to kind of like study it. So I would go on like Amazon website or whatever and I'd be looking at lists like the top 20 hip hop albums that people would put together, and I really got into like the mid like 90s, I'd say, like the classic like Tupac, Dr. Dre, and like Young Nas and Jay-Z kind of thing. They were like, and still to this day they're my favourite. But I still like other stuff as well, like that era of The Game and 50 Cent, and then even nowadays, because like I don't know if you've listened to like any like UK rap recently. Like the drill, the grime, they're like just like. I was a bit naive like when I first got into hip hop because I was all like American. I was like, oh, if it's not American, I don't want to hear it. Yeah. But in like, there's always been good like UK rap, but especially like this past like 5 years or so, I think it's like really blown up, both males and females. Have you got like any like favorite UK rappers at the moment? At all, or
Stormzy, I would say probably.
Oh yeah,
it's one of my favorites in the UK. Is Stefflon Don?
Yeah,
she's cool. I've been listening to Dave.
Dave's really good.
For bits. But one thing I like about UK is like it's mixed in with Afro beats.
Definitely,
so you got people like Burna Boy. Who made that song? Got NSG. The group they made like Options, that song.
I probably have heard it, but I'm terrible unless I hear it. But yeah, no, I think a lot of it's to do like I follow like a lot of these artists on like Instagram or social media, and like you mentioned, they include like Afrobeats, and I think a lot of it's because like maybe their parents or something that is originally from like Africa or something, and they'll they've got those like they'll incorporate their kind of music onto new modern drill or grime kind of thing, and it's a good mix. It really like helps like just I think broaden the genre, which is it's really cool. Just it's getting music getting inspired by different cultures, so it's definitely really good. There's a lot of young guys now that is like Diggy or Central C. They both they're kind of. When I think he's more going at Central C at the moment. I don't know if you know. Oh. Central C, he dropped like a mixtape about a month or so ago, and I think that went like #1. And I think Diggy D's one, he's just released one. I think that's now #1, and these are both mixtapes. So it's like, there's plenty of money involved. So they're doing really well. So good for them kind of thing. But yeah, so have you got any other like music types that you're into apart from like hip hop or Afrobeats? Would you say?
Every now and then, maybe you hear like a rock song in a movie or something.
Definitely, yeah.
I'll put on, pull up Shazam.
Yeah.
And just search that, and then I'll use that, when I go to the gym or something. I can't think of any bands. Maybe Motorhead.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Metallica. So like I watch, wrestling. Like
yeah.
When they do some promotions, they use like rock music sometimes.
Definitely, yeah.
Especially like back in the 2000s.
Oh yeah, I remember.
So there's some bands that I listen to. Metalingus.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
that's the thing. You can get like people introduced to like music through like different mediums. I remember like really getting into Limp Bizkit. This is from like 20 years ago because he did like the Undertaker song, like the Rollin' Rollin' or whatever.
Yeah.
I love that song when it came out.
That song is in my playlist.
Yeah. There's some songs that stick out, and then there's like Linkin Park as well. Like I'm talking about like music that are like outside of like hip hop and rap. So it's like it's good to like different things just to broaden your mind to like see what else is out there. What was I going to say? Have you seen any like music acts like live at all then, or?
I saw was it Burna Boy or I can't remember the name. He was in Portsmouth. This is when So I was in Portsmouth in 2016, 2018.
Yeah.
Did my master's there, and then I worked there for a year. There was one year where someone came in. He was this Ghanaian artist. I can't remember his name. It was, I don't know if it was Burna Boy or
wasn't like DeVito or something like that, or I don't know if I probably said that name wrong. Apologise if I have.
No, but it was an African musician who came in to Portsmouth. And I've texted you the name.
Was it like, I don't know, there's so many like great artists over there. It's not like Fuse OG.
Fuse.
Was it him?
That was him. Yeah, he sang Antina. You know the song.
Yeah.
That
That song was buzzing when it came out.
Yeah. Yeah, that was him. That was him. Came to this nightclub. It was Prism. It was just Prism nightclub.
Yeah.
It was just performing. It was packed. Everyone had their cameras out, was singing. When he was coming in to perform, I had no idea it was him. Because a friend of mine just told me like, "Hey, let's go see the show."
Yeah.
So we just went. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah. You see someone as big as that.
Yeah.
I think like, when you go to like the bigger cities, especially like around London, because I don't know, is Portsmouth maybe about an hour or two away?
It's about
but
an
it's
hour.
still, I guess, because it's still like down south though. It's not like Manchester or something, because it's still like you get all artists, big artists from all over the world coming to London, especially. You get them in Manchester, but even London even more so. So if you're around there, you might just be lucky just to see someone as big as him. So you get like lucky surprises. Like I've seen like a few like big acts like Jay-Z and Kanye West and stuff, which was great. Lesser known, I saw DJ Jazzy Jeff from the Fresh Prince. He was at because I'm originally from Chester. He was at a nightclub there in Rosie's for about 10 years ago. And I was like, oh yeah, that'd be cool, because I remember seeing him on Fresh Prince on a few episodes, and then like him and Will Smith doing a number of songs together. But you get these like really young guys that are only like 18 or something. I remember one of them going, "Who is this guy?" And I'm like, "You've not heard of Fresh Prince?" I was like, I know none of us were like really old enough to watch it when it first came out, but still, it's like you don't want to be too like only in the now to miss out on something that otherwise you could be like someone otherwise you'd be like, oh, they're like really good to see kind of thing.
Yeah.
Guess he's not as big as like other ones, because I did actually see another guy from the Fresh Prince. I saw the guy who played Carlton, Alfonso Ribeiro, in a nightclub called Cruise in Chester, and he was doing his dance and everything. And got to have a quick word with him after the show and got a photo, so that was amazing to meet him. Wow. Someone who's like, someone such a funny actor and what he did, so that's really good. You'd mentioned a master's degree before, so so you would have done like an undergraduate as well. So what subjects did you study at like undergraduate and then masters?
So we need to go back to A levels.
Okay.
So when in Northern Ireland, you have to like choose your A levels.
Sure.
You have to go into the school and
say,
okay, I'm going to study this and this. My mom wanted me to be a doctor.
Okay.
Basically, and I went to a hospital to work as a radiographer.
Oh wow!
As work experience.
So
when I was choosing the subjects, she had me choose biology, like
right. Yeah.
And then I chose physics because I was interested in like astrophysics, with stars. And then my final option, I was going to choose maths.
Right. Okay.
But there was a really long line of people signing up.
Yeah.
So at the time, I was really hungry.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough.
And she said, yo, after this, we'll go and grab something to eat.
Yeah.
And then so I was looking around the room and I saw the line for economics.
Oh yeah,
there was like only one person there. So I was like, okay, I'll sign up for economics because I'm starving.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
So I signed up for economics. Then I enjoyed economics during my A levels.
Yeah.
So I ended up doing it in uni.
Oh wow.
So I did economics with marketing for undergrads, and then I did marketing for my master's.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and then that's how I ended up working, marketing job.
Yeah.
So during that time I learned, just communications, how to talk to people.
Definitely.
And, because I had no social skills when I went to Northern Ireland.
Sure.
I basically lost it.
Yeah.
So marketing to help me get that back, I think cool.
Just going back onto when you said like your A level choice, and I think maybe I don't know, because you said you enjoyed it, which was great. When you did economics at A level, that might have been even like, I don't know, I believe in like how the universe works sometimes. Yeah. So as mad as it sounds, like you said you were hungry, but mate, if these are, especially when you're young, these are a lot of choices made. But I think like the fact that you like, if you didn't enjoy it, be like, you might be like, oh, but the fact that you enjoyed it was like, I think it was kind of meant to happen, kind of thing. So that's really cool.
Yeah,
so
definitely. I mean, I really didn't want to be a doctor or like work in a hospital. I mean, I know it's some people like that.
Sure. Oh
it's
yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I often see, sometimes maybe some like nurses or doctors they do well at helping other people, but they don't help themselves.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And for me, at the time I wanted to be a footballer anyway.
Sure. Yeah.
So I was thinking, okay, I need a way out of this.
Yeah. No, that's cool.
Yeah.
So you say you did, was it marketing undergrad, and then you did it at master's levels as well, was it?
So it was economics with marketing.
Okay.
It's like a double, what's it called, module.
Like a combined kind of thing for the undergrad.
Yeah. And then just marketing for my master's.
Yeah. And that's what you're doing now, I think, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is it just like marketing, or is it like in like a specific field, like social media, or?
So it's I would say it's specific. It's digital marketing.
Okay.
So it's like on Google and a bit of social media.
Okay. Yeah.
So sometimes when you're searching for something on Google, let's say you want to buy a new laptop.
Yeah.
Right? You search for the new MacBook, and then you'll get some ads on Google or something.
Yeah.
It's my job to make those ads. So maybe I'll have a client who's selling, say, expensive watches.
Yeah.
If they're searching for watches, it's my job to make sure that the watches show up when they search. And then you can track if it leads to a sale. If it doesn't, and then every week I'll have calls with them, just discussing, revenue from the last week. What we're going to do the next week, how much they're going to spend. We have clients who spend about, $10,000 a week.
Some like advertising and things.
And they generate like $300,000 in revenue. So it's big, multi-million-dollar businesses. And I have about a list of 32 clients.
Wow.
So this is with the marketing agency that I work with.
But
I also have my own clients that I'm going freelance with.
Sure.
And I'm trying to build my own portfolio so I can be self-employed, basically.
Because you've got, I think you showed me your website last week or something. I don't know if you want to give out the website.
Yes, it's.
If you want to promote it.
It's called crossoverppc.com.
Okay.
So it's basically just doing what I do at the agency, just marketing, helping small business owners like sell online. On Google and on social media. Basically just trying to build my own, company.
You're like your own business kind of thing. But no, that sounds really cool. I'm kind of interested in probably going that way myself. I won't say I was talking to someone and they thought, when I was saying like, oh yeah, I'm looking at like marketing jobs, they were thinking it was like a sales kind of job, and I was trying to explain that there's a difference, because like I was talking to someone else who also was in like marketing, and he was like, sales is more about like, cost, and like how would you describe like the difference? Do you know like the difference between like marketing and sales?
Well,
because when I think of sales, I think of it as like people on the telephone trying to cold call people and say, oh, do you want to buy this kind of thing?
I mean that's basically what our sales team does. For me, marketing is I'll talk to the clients maybe every now and then. But with sales, it's their job to source new clients.
Yeah.
So let's say you have a business, it's not really doing too well.
Yeah.
You know, if I was a salesperson, I would call you, just check in on you, how's business doing, how have your numbers been, and basically trying to get you to sign up with us. And then I would take over as the marketing person. Sales is more difficult because you have to talk to, like 50 people
and constantly, it's like very like target driven and things like that.
Yeah, and I'm very introverted, I don't like talking to people, especially on the phone.
I think I've had jobs where it's not really been sales, but it's like telephone job. This was like a complaints one, and it is like, it's just again and again you deal with a phone call, and sometimes it's all right, sometimes you get someone just like mouthing off, and then that's done, and then guess what, pick up the phone again, and it's that 9 to 5, and it suits some people, which is great for them, but I think for yourself and me, it's just like, I'm not really into that kind of thing. But I think because I've done like I've been on social media trying to first I was trying to advertise like music things, and then I did like small like local acting short films with like a mate a few years ago, and then I did acting lessons, and I was trying to like promote that kind of thing. So I can't, and then and now with the podcast, so I feel like I'm in that realm, but not like very in depth. So I think I think I would enjoy that kind of thing. But so thanks for enlightening me on that.
Yeah, I mean sales, it's you can make good money.
Yeah, I know, but oh sorry, no, I was just saying not sales, marketing.
Marketing,
yeah,
marketing. It's definitely I love it.
Yeah,
I enjoy it. The only thing I don't like is the customers or the clients, they're very greedy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If they have 1 week where the revenue is like 3% down, they're going to be on the phone with you. Why is our revenue down? And sometimes it's out of your hands because maybe they'll increase their prices or something.
Yeah.
And then so they'll call me, hey, why is your revenue down? Did you increase your prices?
Yes.
Then why are you calling? You know what I mean? So I have these conversations every week.
So you've got to be kind of like strong-willed as well. Like you can't like, you've got to be like on your A game when you're having these conversations, because they could like just try and like belittle, if their revenue's gone down or whatever, they could try and like belittle you and be like, why, and you say, oh sorry, and they're like, well, what can you do for me? But if you like, you've got to kind of like stand your ground and be like, well, no, look, this is what happened. If you increase your prices, this is why, and like you said, it's out of your hands, so it's kind of up to them. You do your job, but they've got to do theirs as well.
In the beginning when I started, it's been a year, so I started last April for this company, the agency. I was very like passive, when someone would call in, hey, why am I not doing so well? I would be like, oh, I don't know, let me have a look, but now I'm like, hey, why are you calling me,
That's good. It's like, that shows like, because some people might think, oh no, that's being rude, but it's not being rude. It's being like, you're showing that you've got boundaries and you're sticking to, what the rules are. So it's like, you're not going to be taken advantage of, kind of thing. So
you need to draw the line with these customers.
Definitely.
Otherwise, they're not going to respect you or your time.
Definitely.
Especially, I have 32 clients.
Okay.
So, imagine doing, maybe 20 meetings a week.
And
then on top of that, having to do the actual marketing work. And doing reports, and it's a lot of work.
Definitely. But so it's like you've got to be like, you've got to be on your like your time management, so you can be like, look, I can help you with this, but I can't like hold your hand through everything. Like I've given you these details, kind of thing, but now I've got other clients like to deal with as well.
It's a very very heavy workload. But the thing you'll find with marketing is, most people start with agencies and then go like in-house with a large company, like Microsoft or something. I started in-house and then I went to an agency.
Okay.
So I'm trying to get back in-house now that I have the skills that I've learned. In there, because when I did my second job, it was with a cruise company.
Okay.
It's called Cunard. It's like the biggest luxury cruise company in the world.
Oh wow.
And I was doing their digital marketing on Google, on Bing. And on Facebook. So there's me with 6 months experience, and they're giving me 100,000 a month.
Wow.
Of revenue, and they're saying, hey, bring us back 3 million in revenue.
Jeez.
And I had to do 2 meetings every week, And you sit in front of the sales team, logistics, supply team, and the rest of the marketing, email marketing, and the directors, and you have to tell them like, hey, if revenue's down, you have to tell them like, you need to explain to them why it's down.
Definitely.
At the time, I didn't have the experience to know all this, so I was just mumbling my way through. Like now I feel more confident.
That's
so
good.
That's why I'm trying to get back to in-house. It's a lot easier.
Well, now you're doing really well for yourself.
I mean, honestly, there were days where I didn't do anything. At work, and I couldn't believe I was getting paid.
Wow.
You just go in, and I'm on my phone, I'm on Reddit, all day.
Like seeing what maybe like the latest like trends kind of thing to see which way you can like advertise. Maybe is it?
Yeah. So it was good.
No, that's cool. Well, I think we'll wrap this up soon. But on the final note, there's I don't know if you're into the boxing, if you're into boxing at all. There's a big fight tonight. Tyson Fury versus Dillian White. Will you be watching it later? Do you know? Or
yeah, definitely. Are you watching it?
I'm watching it. Yeah.
So for me, I wouldn't say I'm a hardcore boxing fan. I would say I watched like the big fights that everyone talks about. I watched the last one, Fury against Wilder.
Oh yeah.
It was an unbelievable fight.
Definitely.
They both were down. Fury
crazy.
just came up like the Undertaker. It was crazy. But yeah, I can't wait to see this one.
It's going to be, especially because it's in like England as well. So it's not going to be, if it was in the US, it'd be 3-4 o'clock in the morning. So this one, I think, probably going to be about 10:30 when they're actually in the ring, and it starts a bit earlier for like the undercard and stuff. But
I'm really interested in this one. Sorry to interrupt.
No, that's right.
But it's, I don't know who's going to win. For me, I feel like Fury's the favorite, but Dillian White, he can surprise people. Yeah,
like I'm probably like similar into like when you said about how you like boxing. I might like it like a little bit more. Like I might like keep track of like certain boxers and see like who they're fighting and stuff. But yeah, this one, I don't know. I'm thinking just because I know about like Fury's record and how he is. I think for me, as he is favourite. I just think that he's going to win. Could even be a knockout, just because I think he's too big. Like he's literally like 6'9", probably nearly 300 £, and his skill set is like probably one of the best, like technically like gifted boxers. He's just really good. But Dillian White is also very talented boxer. I think he'll be the underdog coming into this fight, but he is like he's got a strong punch as well, and he's strong-willed character. So at the end of the day, he's going in the ring, so he's got a puncher's chance anyway. So you never know, there could be an upset. The time this episode comes out, which will be like middle next week, we'll know. But right now, me or Alan do not know who's going to win. It's yet to be decided. But we can talk about it in the next episode. But I'd just like to thank you for being on this episode.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I mean, my first time on a podcast.
Yeah.
It's when I do the YouTube videos, it's very awkward to talk in front of a camera.
Definitely, yeah.
But when you're talking to someone else, it's a lot easier.
Yeah, I've only tried like one or two myself where I'm just like directly looking at the camera. I might do some of those in the future, but at the moment, let's see where this takes us. So yeah, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Share it out. Let's try and build this community, and also follow Alan's YouTube. Do you just want to give that again for the viewers?
Yeah, it's Alan A. BZ. I'm going to be making football content, so if you're an Arsenal fan, come along and
yeah. And what's also your website one more time?
crossoverppc.com.
Yeah, so check out my mate's YouTube channel and website. I'll put those in the description below as well. And until next time, have a good week. Cheers.
Cool.
Nice one.
Sucking on titties in the sunshine. What's up, morning? Just having a good time now. You best get out of here now, ain't having it. Let's all just have a good time, you know.